afternoon, everybody. I am Brooke with Mrs. Cog Hill Farm, and I did say afternoon. So this is a Saturday afternoon. My family and I, which includes Mary Carl, our 14-year-old daughter, husband Jason, and Holly, our Australian Shepherd Border Collie mix, have been on a little birding adventure. Those of you that have followed the main channel, Cog Hill Farm, for any amount of time know that our daughter is an avid bird watcher, and it started with chickens. She, at a very early age, I would say 2, became very interested in chickens, and she knew more at a toddler age than I did as an adult about chickens, and that was after me doing research. So since that time, her love for birds has just grown and grown, and now it's more of a photography type hobby and also learning about any type of bird. So we have been on a little trip down to Dauphin Island, Alabama, where fall migration is in full swing. It is across the United States, but that particular location is on a coastline. So we had this trip planned for a little bit of time and just went down for a couple of days to get to hopefully check off a few new species, which she did. I wish that she would be on camera to share with you guys what she saw, and I understand that teenage years are different. So please be mindful of that when I tell you she doesn't want to be on camera. I don't remember being 14 very vividly, but I do know that there was no camera time back then. You know, your parents would want to take pictures of you, but being on camera that would be posted for everybody that follows to see is a whole different setup. So she chooses not to do that, and we as parents choose to respect that, and we hope you do as well. I would have loved to have been able to film the trip, but out of respect, I did not. So just know that we've been away for a couple of days. We had Catherine from G&G Farm over taking care of the animals. I'm sure she'll have a video coming out. Not sure exactly when, but she'll be able to show you guys how our animals reacted to us not being here. Hopefully, honey, you were on your best behavior. And Jessie. And Peaches. Peaches tends to not be a very good girl when we're away. Not so sure why that is. We've had our friends from Chestnut Hills Farmstead, that's located in the same county, feed our animals for us, and Peaches has the same reaction to Zoe that she does with Catherine, which is she's not nice. So it's more convenient right now for Catherine to come and feed. She doesn't have small children in school, and she doesn't work a full-time job. So Catherine is now feeding for us when we do get to take a very short trip away, which was like it was this past couple of days. But anyway, today I am back at the farm. I don't know how many eggs there are, emu eggs that is, and why don't I know how many eggs there are? So Catherine and I kept in touch through text, and she informed me after her first day here that Nugget acted a little bit different than what she was used to. And I told her that she should not go in the fence if she felt in any way that he was not wanting her to be there. So she didn't. She did not go in the fence, and it was for her safety. She wasn't scared of him, but his behavior when she indicated was different than what she's experienced in the past. I felt like it may have something to do with Goldie having eggs, and you don't know what an animal can do in a situation where you're talking about their kids. And that's kind of where this comes from. Don't talk bad about my kid, you know? And I'm sure you're all like that. Nugget said, don't get near my kid. Don't potentially harm the eggs that we have set out. And he let her know that. So let's go check on everybody. Well, Peaches, I got a question. And my question is, were you a good girl for Catherine? Or did you try to make her run across the fence like you did the last time? Oh, you're going to have to let Catherine tell everybody. You're not going to talk about it. All right, girl. So Peaches says you'll have to go watch Catherine's video when she gets it out to know if she was a good girl or if she tried to make Catherine take a run for it and attempt to bite her leg like she has in the past. You didn't do that though, did you, girl? I don't know. Yeah, we'll stay tuned and find out. We sure will. Well, Peaches isn't going to tell us, but she's really the only one that ever misbehaves when we're away. Peaches, you wouldn't think it though. You would not think that Peaches would ever get an attitude. You would think she would be sweet all the time, but she's not. She's sweet to me, she's sweet to Jason, and she's sweet to Mary Carl, but that's about as far as it goes. She is another pig when it comes to other people, or at least she has been. But not y'all girls. Y'all girls are sweet all the time, right? As Peaches walks by behind you. You two are always sweet. Everybody reports back good things about Jessie and Honey, and we're so proud of y'all for being such good, well-behaved girls. That's right. Y'all might get to go on the next trip. We'll leave Holly here and we'll take you and Honey with us. Who calls front seat? That's what I want to know. Who calls front seat? Honey gave Jessie a little nudge, so I guess that means Honey's got the front seat. All right, y'all. Goats are all on this side because I did keep the babies and Capri on one side and the adults that have been here for a long time on this side, which is what I do at feeding time anyway. The babies are still not used to having any competition when it comes to feeding time, so they're on the other side, and Paris and Tip and Topper, and Fifi and Bootsy and Bo Peep. Who am I missing? Where's, yeah, everybody's here. I think that's everybody. All right, let's go see the babies and Capri on the other side, make sure they're okay, and I'm gonna go and check eggs. All right, girls and boys, I'm glad to see that y'all are all still here and doing well. We did put y'all some extra hay out. It doesn't look like y'all did a lot of damage to the hay bale. It's still here, so you didn't overeat. That's a good thing. And I see Miss Laura still has not found her little collar. Don't know where she misplaced that, but we'll come across it at some point. She lost it. Curtis and Red and Mabel and Martha, y'all are all doing well. So good to see you back, and I hope y'all behaved for Miss Catherine. I know you did. I know y'all were good boys and girls, because y'all just don't misbehave, right? No, that's just sweet babies. Yeah. Okay, I gotta go see about the eggs. Can y'all call Nugget and Goldie over here so I can check them? I don't want to disturb anybody. But I did get some information from Goldie's previous owner, and that was Miss Kathy over at G&G Farm. She watched my video where Goldie laid the egg not in the nest area. Goldie plopped the egg down out in the middle of the pasture, basically, where they're fed, and I didn't have any idea as to why she would have done such a thing. So Miss Kathy said that Goldie's last clutch of eggs that was laid at their farm was like an Easter egg hunt. There were eggs all over the place. She did not lay in one area. But I also don't know if Pepita, which was the male, took the initiative to put some sticks or leaves down to show Goldie where he wanted her to lay. Nugget did that. So that may be the difference. I'm not so sure. I'll have to reach out and find out if she ever saw a nesting area or if that wasn't present. So I've got a box in my hand. Honey, what are y'all doing? Y'all trying to talk? Oh, I know what it is. I told them to go check and see if Goldie and Nugget were in the pasture, and obviously Honey's trying to tell me that he's out there. Is he out there gardening? Is that what it is? I know. So I've got a box here, and I'm gonna walk over to the fence and check from this side without going in the pasture, because I had in my mind that Goldie may have laid where she did because she didn't want me near her nest. But Miss Kathy seems to think that that's not the case, that she is just a layer that goes wherever she wants to lay. And I see that they're over here. So this is not what I anticipated. We can't always have the perfect outcome. So we're going to take a peek from the fence and see what we see. I'm not going to gather with her standing right here, but I do want to know how many eggs are there. And she should not have a problem with me doing that. If I'm not crossing the fence, we're just going to have a talk. She knows Nugget can't sit for 60 days. So I'm at the nest, and I see some green hanging out on this side, and I see that it kind of makes an odd shape in like a semi-curve. I can't see from here how many eggs there are. So I'm going to leave my box right here, and I'm going to close it so the goats cannot get the material that I brought with me to keep from cracking the eggs, even though the eggshells are super thick. I don't want to take any chances of the eggs busting. Y'all see this? This is Nugget, and he was just tidying up around the nest. He just picks up stuff every now and then and places it on top to where it's covered. Maybe they're going to go on. If they go on, then I'm going to just cross the fence right here versus going through the gate. Yes, I know they'll know the eggs are gone, but I got to do what I got to do. Also did some research to find out that the mating procedure can take place from 50 to 54 days prior to her laying eggs, and the eggs will still be fertile. Is that not the most bizarre scenario you've ever heard of? It's absolutely crazy to me, because I thought that they would have to be fertilized before each egg was laid, and obviously I was totally off. So I'm going to walk back here to where my swing is and just sit for a minute. Maybe Bramble will come and visit me, because he's already back here. Bramble, you want to swing, buddy? He's leading the way. So we're just going to sit here for a minute and see if the emus don't carry on about their business. My mom has a friend, Sia, who is here visiting while we were on our trip to keep her company and just have a good time. And Nugget has absolutely, I hope this swing does not fall. Remember the last time I sat out here on video? I've sat here plenty of times, but it didn't feel like that. Anyway, Nugget has formed a special bond with Mama's friend Sia. He acts like she is his girlfriend. It is very, very different than anything I've ever seen. He did not even greet me when I came home. She was standing at the fence talking to him, and all of his attention was on her. He didn't try to get my shoes. He just listened to her as she talked to him. So Nugget and Goldie may be on the outs. I don't know. So while I sit and wait, I will tell you guys that there was the Audubon Society was down in Dauphin Island, Alabama, and they were doing a bird banding demonstration and also had some what they call mist nets setup so they could catch songbirds in the nets and safely transport them to a weighing station. They had a little table set up where they gently weighed each bird, and they jotted down the approximate age, the sex, and the weight of each bird that they caught. And then they released it back into the wild. So this was a great learning experience for not only Mary Carl, but Jason and myself as well. There were birds that were caught in the nets that we got to view up close, and you know, just seeing the birds close up was so much different than seeing them in flight. So I'm so glad that we were down there on a trip. We did not know that was going to take place. The reason we went was because of fall migration, not because of the banding that was taking place. We were surprised to find that was going on once we got there. And there were people at the banding event from, like, say, ages 8 to 88. So it was a fun time held by all, just to get to see something that you may or may not have seen in the past. But we definitely want to see more of that in the future because it's very educational. So I've come up with a plan. I sent Jason a text and I asked him if he would put some feed in the goose pool that's across the way to try to get Nugget and Goldie to go across the other side so I can indeed check on these eggs. All right, it worked. They're heading down the hill to the other side where Jason is. I should have thought of that sooner. That's okay, I heard a northern flicker while I was sitting waiting. So I'm gonna set the camera up on this side of the fence, and I'm gonna go over and gather any eggs over number 1. I am gonna leave her 1 egg. Let's see what we got here. Okay, there's 3. So which one is this? This is number 2. Oh gosh, I think I'm gonna leave number 1. I'm gonna leave number 1, I'm gonna get number 3. I'm gonna get number 2. And I'm gonna cover it back up just the way he had it. All right, so I got the eggs in the box and they never saw me. Not to say they won't know it's gone, because that's pretty obvious, but at least they didn't see me fiddling around in the nest. That's not what I wanted to happen. I got tickled because Mildred's over here staring at me like, Mama, where have you been? And here's Mr. Moody out here in the middle of the pasture. Where have you been? Why did you let somebody else come take care of us? Hey, she did a good job, didn't she? She took care of y'all. Y'all got fed. Y'all got watered. You got talked to. I mean, what else could you ask for? You couldn't ask for much more, could you, Bo? No. Bootsy? Fifi? We got to give Topper some camera time. Topper's a handsome dude, and he deserves to be on camera. Topper, were you a good boy? As him and Tip have a little headbutting going on here. I want to hold this egg for you when we get in the barn. I know I've showed you an emu egg before, but I don't ever spend a lot of time with it when it's out in the pasture, because I just feel like, well, you know that song, Somebody's Watching You? That's what I feel like, because that's really what's happening. I got a little bit of a problem. Dee Dee's in here. And if y'all know Dee Dee, you know what she's known for, and that's stealing eggs. If she steals this one, we're gonna be in for it, because that egg's gonna be way bigger than her. I got the biggest egg you've ever seen, girl. Yeah, I know. It's in this box. Y'all look at the egg compared to Dee Dee. Come here, Bram. Look at that. Is that the biggest egg you've ever seen? Huh? Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? Look at that. That is an emu egg, friends. My hand is literally the same size as the egg. Amazing. And dust it off a little bit, Dee Dee. Put it in the box where it's nice and secure. And now I've got one thing that I've got to do, and that's get these eggs over to Catherine. I'm going to tell her to get her incubator cranked up, and she can take it from here because I'm going to deliver the eggs to her, and she's going to show y'all the rest of the process. I hope y'all think this is a good decision because I feel like in my heart this is the best thing to do. Right, Dee Dee? Yes. Dee Dee said, give them to me. Give me all the eggs. And just like that, they're on the other side of the pasture, just where I came from again. But they have not been to the nest, so they have no idea that I've been over there. And she just may lay an egg this evening. I don't know, because you know what that means. Told Honey to let me know if they were over there. So she's letting me know they came back. Anyway, she may lay today, she may not, but I will keep y'all updated, and Catherine will keep y'all updated. So I'm just excited to know that she didn't stop after that weird one that she laid, that Catherine's gonna have at least 2 if they're fertile and if they hatch. I don't know if she wants 1 or if she wants 2, but there's 2 here, so it'll be her decision from this point forward. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and y'all be good. And Catherine's channel is down below, G&G Farm. That's on YouTube and Facebook. Thank y'all.